Good Wednesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Alders, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Are you ready for a chilly day? Show of hands. How many of you are excited? In fact, that today we won't likely get out of the 40s. Some of us may be in the 40s right now. I can see it over my shoulder. I think you can too. In fact, we'll take it full screen, a little easier on the eyes. But 39 is the temperature in Jacksboro. It's 44 in Oak Ridge this morning, 42 in Knoxville. If I told you the high won't likely get higher than 48, you say, oh, come on, it's just a few degrees than where we are now. I know it's just going to be one of those days where it seems like the temperatures have flatlined or haven't moved much at all. Those areas that are in the mid-30s, like Oneida, Jamestown, and Crossville, will struggle to get into the low 40s today. It's one of those days where you're going to feel like, hey, winter's come for a visit. And when you take a look down the road, it's going to come for a visit quite a bit. It's like one of those visitors that just doesn't want to leave. Kind of overstays its welcome for some of you if you're on Team Spring. But, of course, if you're on Team Snow, you just love this cold air. 38 right now in Mount Maryville, 43 in Athens, and 39 in Morristown. Temperatures right now here at 642. Now, the winds are busy. And that 13-mile-an-hour wind is sustained at McGee-Tyson. That makes it feel a little colder. How cold does it feel? It feels like 35. So, okay, now you're in line with what I'm thinking, because it doesn't feel like 42, but 42 feels like 35 degrees given the wind chill, and feels like 34 in Morristown, but 28 feels like right now in Cumberland County. Doesn't probably feel all that grand in Cumberland County given the chill that is being felt across East Tennessee and Middle Tennessee, all across the state. Now, there are a few showers. I don't want to negate or dismiss the showers that have been present. Even had a few thunderstorms last night. But the ultimate Doppler radar presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa, the best East Tennessee, the best express car wash and vacuum in East Tennessee. Check them out at tidalwavesAutospa.com for a location near you. It's interesting to notice that the areas in purple refer to the winter weather advisories, and that's where it's changing over to snow in the higher elevations. Now, if we just go back a couple of hours, 2 hours in fact, you can see where it's changing from green to blue in Sevier County and areas in Blount County. So there is some snow that's piling up on the higher hilltops, which will make for gorgeous pictures, I imagine, in the coming day, because as the sun goes, we'll go from clouds to sun today, but tomorrow we should have full sunshine. Can you say that? Full sunshine tomorrow. So if the caps of the Smokies are white and you've got a cool camera, maybe you just have a smartphone camera, you just take it from where you are, but you're going to find some really good pictures. And you know they can make for great Christmas cards. It's just a suggestion. But as I go back and show you the radar, things are a little more active here, and those areas in purple refer to the winter weather advisories. It's even snowing up toward Kentucky. And into parts of southwest Virginia. You can see that in blue there near Big Stone Gap. So until 4 o'clock today, if you're traveling in these areas, the radar may not pick up all the flakes that are flying, but there are those that are going to be encountering some snow if you're driving to North Carolina, for example. So please be extra careful. The roads there could get quite slick, and the elevation is going to play a key, will be the key ingredient, because if you're above 2,500 feet, once you get above 2,500 feet, 1 to 3 inches is the expectation from the Weather Service, and it could be 3 plus. I think 2 to 4 certainly can be plus for places like Newfound Gap, Clingman's Dome, and Mount LeConte. It's just a matter of elevation. Where it's much, much colder there, they get more bang for their buck. Let's put it to you that way. Of all the moisture trying to squeeze out of this sponge, this atmospheric sponge, it's going to flake much more in the higher peaks than it is in the lower levels of the Smokies. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure. If you're on the call, I want to say good morning to you. It is Wednesday. It's hump day. It's the middle of the day. I'm on YouTube. Hey, I see Steve Stone. He's over here. He's got the happy face and the happy. Oh, I'd love to see Steve. He's on YouTube and doing some great things on YouTube now. You have to check it out. Go to my YouTube channel. And on Facebook, I don't want to leave Facebook out because I know many of you are watching on this channel. And I see Fred. He says, good morning, David. It's damp and cold today. Oh, it might be a long John day for some of you. Some of you might think, I can't break it. It's only the 6th of December. You don't break out long johns. Well, if it's cold, and if you're cold, it sure beats the blanket, but you might want both. You might be wrapping yourself in a blanket at the workplace, in the cubicle. I don't know. Fred says, good morning, David. And then bring it on, says Freda. And Ed says, good morning, have a great cold day. Elaine Johnson Wilson, good morning from Kodak. She's got a chilly 39 degrees. Sadly, it's probably not going to get much warmer. I got us at 48 today. By the way, if you thought yesterday was cool, yesterday we got to 53 in Knoxville, 54 in Oak Ridge. I was expecting 54, so many of us didn't. That was a normal day. Well, you might say this is an abnormal day. No, not abnormal. It's below normal. That is for sure. Let's go back to the radar. You can see this flow of air is going to continue, and that's why winter weather advisories last until 4 p.m. today. 4 p.m. and it's only 6:46 in the morning. Snow is coming down off the Great Lakes. It's been agitated, but now we're beginning to participate in some of that activity here in the Smokies. Ooh, I got to show you this. Visibility maybe down to 2 miles in Jacksboro. Not a huge deal. But one thing you'll note is we've got 42 in Knoxville. It's 39 in Jacksboro, and 39 in Wartburg. We're waking up this morning, if you're in Newport, around 40. And about 39 in Pigeon Forge and Sevierville this morning. Maryville, Alcoa in the upper 30s, it would seem, and the wind may be making it much, much colder. The 24-hour temperature change may be academic, because yesterday we started off at 38 in Knoxville, and now we're at 42. So we're a couple of degrees warmer compared one morning to the other at 6 a.m. Those are just a 24-hour comparison. Temperatures around the state, these are current readings. 41 in Nashville, 45 in Chattanooga, and it's 39 in Johnson City. Oh, yes, and we've got some clouds to talk about. As I see here, lots of clouds this morning and some drops, but it will give way to more sunshine as the day unfolds. In fact, tonight should be starry skies, which means we're going into the upper 20s. You say, well, Crossville's in the upper 20s now. I know, but we, as in Knoxville Valley, will be in the upper 20s too. They will be much colder. We'll highlight that here in a mere moment or two, but just noticing the clouds, they're kind of with us for much of the morning here. And all that moisture is coming down from Kentucky, and it's sliding into the third base, so to speak. It's sliding into the Smokies and getting stuck there for much of today. Sunrise is this morning at 7:32. Hard to believe, and we will have a better chance of seeing that sunrise or sun going up or down at the afternoon time frame of 5:22. Where it seems like it's been stuck at that sunset time now for multiple days here in a row. Getting you out the door for the bus stop forecast. Kids are going to be chilly. They're going to fight you, Mom and Dad, to wear the jacket. Oh, it's not cool. I don't have time to go to the locker. Locker? I don't have a locker. I just carry all my stuff. I've heard that in the Aldrich household. But anyway, 41 at 10, 45. It's like we kind of flatline with a high temperature today finishing at 48. 48 degrees. That's like winter. I know. Normal high is 53 this time of year. 42 for Middlesboro, Bell County. 44 for Morristown, Alpha, Russellville, and White Pine. 46 for Newport, as well as Del Rio, Cosby, and Parrottsville. And don't want to leave out Kingston, high temperature around 47 degrees. Clouds and drops to sun today. More mountain snows today. And boy, just tomorrow, it's just gorgeous. Sunshiny, blue sky with snow on the ground in the Smokies. I mean, is there anything nicer than that? That, to me, is a picture postcard. And if you take a picture and you post it, everybody from around the other states, they're all going to, I'm going to go there. See, it's just going to attract more people. And that's good. You know, tourism's a good thing. Sunshiny skies, beautiful day tomorrow. High temperature Thursday, though, about 54. All right, here's where things are going in terms of the futurecast. You notice how cold the blue colors, the light blue, from the Ohio Valley to the Tennessee Valley. All that cold air is draining, and you can see where the arrows are moving. They're from Indiana, Kentucky, into Tennessee, and that's why they're piling up snowflakes in the higher hills. Now, 3 o'clock this afternoon, it does not get much better. Sure, the winter weather advisories expire at 4, but the cold air lingers. Then there's a little brief warm-up. The next couple of days, we're going to be headed towards 60 or 65 Friday and Saturday with some spots of rain Saturday, but boy, does it get soggy on Sunday. Sunday could be one of those super soaker Sundays where we get about an inch and a half of rain. Now, that may not be as much as we had last weekend. We had over 2 inches, right? But that's just, we got to chip away at the drought somehow. It just may not come at a time, which is this Sunday, not a time that you'd prefer. You'd prefer, hey, could you make it on a Monday when I'm already feeling blue? Well, I can't change the day, but I can tell you Sunday's going to be pretty soggy. By the way, the cold air returns, and this is the way winter looks like it's shaping up, at least in December, where it just comes and goes, gets colder on Sunday into Monday, and we get this wraparound, and then some really cold air near Calgary. This just pattern is not going to budge, at least for this part of winter. Right now, we've got 42 degrees at McGee-Tyson Airport. It feels like it's in the 30s. 13-mile-an-hour wind may feel like 35 at the moment. Relative humidity at 82%. Here's the Valley Planner. As I'm looking at some of your notes, look at the numbers. We are only, wait a minute, your bars don't move. You can't even do a chin up with the bar. It's like, can't even get to 53. What's wrong with this? This is winter, my friend. A little taste of it anyway. 48 if we're lucky today. Many of you won't get out of the lower to mid 40s in the plateau, but the average high is 53. I have described today as clouds and drops to sunshine with a chilly afternoon, and the mountain snows that'll continue right into the early part, middle part of the afternoon. But I got to check into some of the comments. I got notes from Marilyn Bell. She says she's dreaming of a white Christmas. You're ready. Maybe the song's playing in the home. I don't know. Good morning, says Marilyn Castillo. She says, good morning. Happy to say happy Wednesday to you. And Danny says, good morning, David. Hope you have a great day. Stay warm and go Vols. Hashtag go Big Orange. Got to love that. And Matthew Smith says, I love how much more accurate you are compared to the overpaid weatherman. Oh, wow. Well, Matthew, appreciate the compliment. I hope that you'll share it, let your friends know where we are. We do this most, I'd say Tuesday through Fridays. We do the 6:40 to 7, and then you can watch it at any time. Most people watch it on delay because either they've got other things they're doing, they're brushing their teeth, they're getting the kids out the door. But for those of you who want to see us live, both YouTube and Facebook now, we're doing a twofer. In fact, speaking of twofer, let me go back over to YouTube. There might be some new folks watching. I see Needed97. She said, good morning, David. Michael Hawk, good morning, David. Bring it on. He loves the snow. Michael Hawk, I sense this. I don't know Michael really well, other than what I see on YouTube. But I sense Michael is on Team Snow. And if I'm wrong, let me know. But Michael Hawk may be one of the Team Snow. Maybe you're on Team Spring. Maybe you're on Team Snow. But all I can tell you, I'm just the referee. It's what it is. It's what we get. High temperature today. Struggles to get to 48. Precipitation chances, I left a 30% chance today. 0 when you have full sunshine. How can you have rain tomorrow? We don't. Tomorrow might be a great day for a car wash, especially if you had to drive through the Smokies and got a little bit of that snow on the car. You got a little salt maybe on the car. You want to clean that at Tidal Wave Auto Spa, my sponsor. 20% chance there on Saturday, but boy, does it rocket up to 80%. Some would say it's 100% on Sunday. And precipitation chances, I don't see anything too bad. There's some thunderstorm potential, but you have to squint, go all the way over here. I've never been over here. Well, where is here? Here's like Portland, Oregon, or Northern California may get some general thunderstorms today. Nothing to see in Tennessee or anywhere near Tennessee. Tomorrow, more thunderstorms, general variety out west, but it's quiet here. But then all of a sudden, severe weather for Friday. Come on. Where does that come from? Oh, look at that. Green, dark green marks the spot. Looks like areas around Fort Smith, Arkansas, Fayetteville, and Springfield, Missouri may have some isolated severe storms on Friday if your travel plans take you there. But we're not there, we're here. Friday, I have us dry and some spots of rain coming in on Saturday. Now, look at the snow here. Looky. Oh, it looks, now the radar is not going to pick all this up, but the models seem to think it's up and down the whole Smoky. So if you drive through to North Carolina, maybe you're going to Asheville, checking out the Biltmore for the Christmas lights, Christmas time, you're going to say, I didn't realize these roads were so snow-covered. And that could be an issue. That's 8 o'clock this morning. Look at this. It's still snowing in parts at noontime. Well, that's why they had a winter weather advisory till 4. It's still snowing. Now, look at this. This one takes it out of the picture by 2:45. So this one's a little faster, but the flow of air continues. And then this big bubble, no trouble, gives us blue sky, lots of sunshine for Thursday. Thursday is going to be a glorious-looking day at 54. And then we head into Friday. We start to see more high clouds start to stream in here. Red arrows, we get up to 60. That's not bad for Friday. And I think we're up to 65 on Saturday. Now, you'll notice I had said spotty rain on Saturday. I'm convinced that Sunday will characterize the day. One word, rain. It's like, oh, it's one of those days. It'll be Gloomville for some because you want to go outside on the weekend. Maybe that's something you're conditioned to doing. You like to go to the Smokies on places like on Sunday. It's just going to be fun. It's too rainy. You're like, I got to stay inside, maybe catch up on some reading, maybe catch up on some movies, maybe some holiday movies. Because once this rain gets in here, it's going to be slower to get out of here. So that's my fear, that if you're not aware of that, that might surprise you. I don't want it to surprise you. Okay, Futurecast. Look at this. Snow on this model takes it out a little quicker, but the clouds are thinning. You see how that looks? 12 noon? 12 noon, we're at 44 degrees. That's it. 44 at noon. We finished the day, luckily, maybe, if we're lucky, between 334 to 48. I mean, it struggles. Maryville might hit 48. Maybe Knoxville's 47. And you say, oh, this is a cold day, such a cold day. I need some hot cocoa. I just need hot. I need to turn on the fireplace. Do you have one of those light switches? You might have one of those light switches. We just flip the switch, or you actually have to get your hands dirty and put an actual log on the fire. Either way, it's whatever you want to do. Because tonight, with clear skies, look at the temperatures. Tumble, 34 at 11, down to about 28 for the low temperature. And Crossville could easily be in the mid-20s. And if you throw in a touch of fog and frost, the fog issue could be freezing fog, and you want to be careful early tomorrow morning, as you might find some areas that might be a little slick. But as far as noontime tomorrow, up to 46, should finish the day about 54. That's the timeline for your Thursday. Here at 6:56, I'll be done on time, and I'm looking at some comments. I'm looking at Wanda Poe. She's on YouTube as well. Needed 97, Michael Hawk. A couple of notes from you as I pop back on Facebook on my computer over here. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. We got Fred says he's warming up. He's warming up with Michael's coffee. Diane Ladyhawk, she says, good morning. Have a great day. Linda Rice says, good morning, David, from Cumberland Gap. Have a great day. Linda, thank you for reminding me. I was near you just the other day. I was in Harrogate. Harrogate's not far from Cumberland Gap, as you know, but boy, it's a beautiful place. I got some great pictures on my 40th Captain Accurate Tennessee Spotlight. I took about 80 pictures, maybe 78, 79, but I took about roughly 80 pictures of Harrogate, and a lot of them were of LMU, Lincoln Memorial University. So if you're not familiar with this area and you've been here all your life, you just haven't ventured up to northern Claiborne County, check out the pictures. Doesn't cost you anything. You just click, 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 click at your own speed. And you might find some cool things you might have seen. Felicia says, happy Wednesday. Come see us at Cherokee Caverns and Christmas. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's dry in the cave. I love it. Thank you, Felicia, for that. So I love hearing all the things that you might be doing on a rainy day. Maybe the caverns, as Felicia noted, would be a great thing to do with the kids. The family and the kids might love that idea. By the way, Friday morning will be dropping generally into the mid-30s in the overnight period. All right, for today, as I'm rounding out, we're at 6:58. I told you I'd finish on time. It looks like I'm doing pretty well. Clouds and drops to sunshine. Now, when I say drops, I'm talking about a couple of light showers, 30% chance. I mean, that's maybe a little bit between isolated and spotty. It's in that few shower range for today, and they're coming down from the north and west. But chilly with mountain snows that continue, winds 5 to 10 out of the north. Now, today, 44 in Morristown. I expect 43 for Wartburg. And if you're in Maryville, Seymour, possibly Knoxville, South Knoxville, 48. Sevierville, 43. Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg will be a little bit cooler. Gatlinburg may struggle to get to 40 today. And you'll notice Newport, about 46. So those are my high expectations today. Now, around the state, if you're traveling, you might be traveling to Asheville. You have the hard task of going through the snow on a winter wonderland, so to speak. If you're driving to Asheville, they'll reach about 41. And that's generous. 48 for Jackson, 51 for Chattanooga, 51 for Atlanta if you're headed south. As far as tonight, it's just cold. Starry skies, patches of frost and fog, and again, it's implied, because 28's freezing, if you got fog and it's 28, you don't have to ask the weatherman, is this freezing fog? Yeah, it's freezing fog. And that means you might have to use the bug juice, the windshield wiper fluid, a little bit more aggressively during the course of tomorrow morning if you have encountered some patches of fog tomorrow. But the winds will be light and variable. I got us down to 25 for Crossville, 25 for Wartburg, and about 26 for Sevierville. These are my expectations for overnight lows. And keep in mind, normal low is about 34. Yeah, 34. So we're going to be a little colder than average across the board. Middlesboro tomorrow morning should drop to about 25. So that's considered tonight, early tomorrow. All right, here is your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee. Now it's 6:59. I do have snow, obviously, in the Smokies. My expectation is 2 to 4. We'll get some great pictures, I'm sure, from Mount LeConte over the next 6 to 12 to 24 hours. The pictures will keep coming in, I'm sure. But 54 on Thursday. Hey, it's a warm-up. Oh, it's like spring has sprung by Saturday. We're up to 65, but the clouds will be increasing. And I did put aggressively 80%. Why did you do that? It muddies up the map because it's raining hard Saturday night. Oh, okay. So you got rain on Saturday night, you got rain on Sunday, and you got rain Sunday night. You get this picture? This is like Puddle City. This is like an inch, inch and a half. Many of us could easily pick up an inch and a quarter during that time frame. And then it exits stage right. It'll be moving east and maybe turning over to a few flakes. But I don't expect anything really at all for the Knoxville area. It might maybe turn to a few flakes for La Follette. Might change into a few flakes for Jonesville. as it departs. But it's not going to be, it's one of those things like when you see two kids on the swing set, you know, when they're in phase and they're swinging together and having a good time. But when they're out of phase, which is what this Sunday night, Monday's going to, they're not going to be together. So you're going to get lots of moisture, and then the cold air comes in, Johnny come lately. It's not going to phase. But when we get a southern system, and we have lots of opportunities, even in this month of December, to see that, winter will come back and you'll be convinced, oh, this is very different than last winter. And that's an exclamation point. This is definitely very different than last winter. At least the rain is beneficial, and I was very clear to put periods of heavy rain on Sunday. Temperatures may be 61 early, and it starts to get colder as the latter part of the afternoon wears on. By the way, it's 7:01. Just wanted to check in with you and make sure that you're aware that I have put together a wonderful presentation with the spotlight that was and is Harrogate. Harrogate marks now my 40th Captain Accurate Tennessee Spotlight. These are just a series of pictures and just like a little picture tour that I took of Harrogate on Monday. And before that, last month, I did Newmarket. Before that, I did Sneedville. And then before that, I did Louisville. So lots of fun to go to take these pictures. All you have to do is hit my hashtag, Cap Accurate Tennessee Spotlight, and type in the town, and you can see all of these towns. And I started back in Seymour. This was going back October of 2022. So if you look at these numbers from 1, 2, 3, I started off with Seymour, Bean Station, and Talbot. It's been a lot of fun to do these pictures and posting them on Facebook. I think a lot of people have well received them, and I think that there's just something natural. We like to be recognized. I'm recognizing Harrogate this week, and if you'd like to share your thoughts or expressions or some stories that you have about Harrogate, maybe it's a place you grew up, you'd love to share with the rest of us. We'd love to see it and see it in the comment section. By the way, if you're curious about my winter weather outlook, I have a 15-minute video. A 15-minute video where I break down all of winter and what winter is still ahead to come. It's now online, but you have to join the Captain Accurate Premium Service, just $4.99 a month, which is the price of a cup of coffee, or 16 cents a day, however you want to do it. You can cancel anytime. But this is one of the many benefits my premium members receive each and every day. They get a chance to see the winter weather outlook. They get a chance to see my snow forecast. They're the first to see it, whether it be the Smokies or other places later this winter. That might be of help to you. I have school teachers, truck drivers, retirees, students. I have a lot of folks of different walks of life that just need to know what the weather is going to be and like to know well in advance, well past 7 days. So if we focus on weather that's weeks in advance, we've been talking about Christmas Eve's forecast, we've been talking about Christmas forecast, New Year's Eve's forecast, and New Year's Day. All of it's been covered daily on the Captain Accurate Premium side. Just go to CaptainAccurate.com. You can sign up. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.